What's going on, guys? So today I'm going to be making a price prediction about Gala, and the reason why you don't see my face is because just simply, again, I'm going to use the same joke I used in the last video. I am just ugly. And it happened to be that I did not shave my mustache, all right? For you that are asking, okay, the mustache is still intact, I promise. But I want to make these videos, again, just purely about research, no fluff, no hype. No burning money like I've done in other videos. I wanted to make it just purely about what matters most right now, which is research. And I want to make it clear as well. So I'll do a couple more screen share videos, and then eventually I'll probably jump back on the camera, whatever the case is. But this is allowing me to free up some of my time and schedule, not have to edit the video. You guys get the point. I want to jump right into the content. And today we're going to be talking about Gala price prediction. I want to predict the price of Gala. And the reason I say this is because of not accuracy purposes, okay? Chances are I will be very inaccurate, okay? Very inaccurate, just to be clear with everybody watching this video. But the beauty of these predictions is that it kind of shows us how undervalued or overvalued a coin potentially can be. So again, I think it's productive and a net positive at the end of the day to try to predict these things because it allows us and forces us to get deeper into research. So please, in no way, shape, or form, ever make investment decisions based off anything you see on YouTube. This is not investment advice, and you must do your own research. The important part about this video is that you should definitely, again, do your own research. But after my research, I've come to the conclusion that Gala is extremely undervalued and at a massive discount. And to be completely honest with you, I personally believe that you can turn about $1,000 into roughly $5,080 in just a short amount of time, about maybe 100-day, 98-day time frame, which is amazing. You can't really do that in any other investment vehicle. So this would be a 3-month price prediction on Gala, which is one of my favorite play-to-earn gaming type tokens. And I have really good reason why I think that this is going to ultimately 5x if you do the math. So let's just go into specifics, right? So before I actually look into Gala, we must see the overall narrative or what's going on in cryptocurrency as a whole. Because as you guys know, cryptocurrency essentially moves with everything, okay? It moves with everything. And excuse this little circle here. I share these things with my group, and it looks like somebody else is looking at it, so excuse that. But yeah, I want to know where Bitcoin's going. I want to know where the whole market's going so I can adjust accordingly. I'm not going to buy Gala if I don't think Bitcoin's going to go and retest all-time highs. That just put this simple for you guys. If I don't think the market is going up, if I didn't think we're in a bull run, then I would not have purchased Gala because Gala, there's not really too many isolated events where it catalyzes itself. Usually the market will catalyze or push Gala up in price. So here's basically the rundown of my current thesis. Now, if you want a better and more detailed rundown of my current thesis, go ahead and click the video at the top right-hand corner of this video, and it'll show you exactly why I think we are continuing this bull run. But the gist here is right here in these 4 squares. Very simple, very elegant, very clean, not screaming, not all over the place. Like in the last video, I was like, oh, I'm not doing this. Yeah, I'm not doing that. Very clear so that everybody can understand. So as you can see here, we have qualitative and quantitative elements. So qualitative are things that you can't really put a number on, like this coach is better than this coach, right? Because this coach just looks better, right? That's like a qualitative element. This usually comes from experience, and I've been in cryptocurrency for 6 years. And then quantitative elements are basically, you could put a number on it. So personally, I think the financial sanctions narrative of, them censoring all these banks and all of these financial sanctions are happening all over the world has no choice but to push people to crypto, because crypto was literally made to fight against this. So as the war continues and the sanctions keep happening, we see it all over. We saw it with Swift. We actually saw it in Canada. We saw a hint of it in Canada before the war. We're literally seeing it all over. As these things happen, it's going to push more people to a decentralized, investment vehicle, because the whole point of Bitcoin is that no one can control it or stop it. So I think this financial sanctions narrative is pretty clear cut. You can overcomplicate it and say, oh, this is a bad thing because they're going to try to censor Russian billionaires or whatever the case is. But personally, I think it's a net positive in the long run that the sanctions will be good for crypto personally. Also, I elaborated in my last video about ETH 2.0, and I thought I was very clear about it too. Yeah, look, see, there's people looking at the at the thesis, so excuse that. But I elaborated on the ETH 2.0 and how it's potentially coming, and I genuinely believe this. I know a lot of people were butthurt about it, but if you look again at the clear details, ETH 2.0 has the best chance of combining every element that we need for real crypto adoption. They have the institutions, they have the developers, they have the infrastructure. The only thing that they're missing is the fast transaction speeds and the cheap transaction costs. If they fix that, it's over. For any other layer one, I think the layer ones will do well, but most of the adoption will come for ETH. And then also, I think that ETH can move the market. I think we will never really have a chance. Bitcoin's always going to move the market the most. And then if you think about, okay, so what's going to move the market besides Bitcoin? The only other option is Ethereum because of smart contracts. And I also do think that Ethereum is so much bigger than Bitcoin. So basically, the point I'm trying to make here is we have two conflicting theories. The first one is the Bitcoin halving cycle. So if we go off the Bitcoin halving cycle, well, we're coming up to the time where the market's supposed to go into a bear run, right? And then we have another theory called the expanding cycles theory. And the expanding cycles theory basically states that we're going to have other things that move the market, not just Bitcoin. And one of them, again, the only thing I can ever really give serious credibility to moving the market and causing the market to actually get adopted is Ethereum 2.0. So if that comes out, then maybe, we have the expanding cycles theory, and maybe people adopt cryptocurrency not just for Bitcoin anymore. And the games get played, and DeFi gets used, and NFTs get bought, right? And this could potentially move the market. Another point I want to point out is COVID. When I said where's COVID, COVID's still here, but it's all about the perception. I don't think people are scared of COVID anymore. It's not about if COVID is here or not. Remember, these are qualitative elements. This is not quantitative. I specifically put it in qualitative because it's about what people are thinking. And nobody's thinking about COVID anymore. They're all thinking about the war, right? And you can clearly see this as a common theme throughout every country, right? So again, where's COVID? It's not about like specific, it's still here. It's obvious. It's more about the perception of what people are thinking, right? So these are two bullish cases. And I do think the expanding cycles theory is probably a little bit stronger. Also, if we look at quantitative elements, and I'm not going to cut that out, quantitative elements, on-chain looks really bullish. And I've seen this from a lot of big people I respect in the on-chain industry. And I'm humble enough to say that I'm not like an on-chain investigator expert, but the experts are saying, with good incentive models, by the way, if you don't know how these people get paid, you should know because it basically is the basis of your decision. But experts with good incentive models, on-chain wise, are saying it's bullish. So I believe on-chain is probably bullish. Also, a very clear indicator, very, very clear indicator, and I'll pull it up for you guys so you can see it for yourself. And again, we can draw lines all day. I can literally sit there and draw this out. And either way, in bullish or bearish, I can draw it out in either way. But what's very clear to me is that if you look at this cycle here, we have clearly made a lower high and a higher high. This shows bull run. This shows that people are willing to buy a little bit more expensive, and people are willing to buy a little bit more expensive. It's that simple. People are willing to buy a little bit more expensive and a little bit more expensive. If we were to come down to here and then bounce, then I would have been like, okay, this is not bullish. This is probably a bear run. But I think in a long-term time perspective, if you really zoom out, I think it's really obvious that the bull run's continuing. People are not allowing the levels to drop to previous liquidity pools. So this is, to me, a very obvious bet that in the long run, we are likely to make ourselves back up to the all-time high. Now, whether we go through the all-time high or not, I don't know, but I think it's very likely. And the bet I'm making with this price prediction, this Gala price prediction, is making it up to all-time high. Okay. Now, I don't want to beat a dead horse. Go watch the last video. I explained a little bit better, but the only thing bearish really is that wartime investments suck and hawkish Fed policy. And if you don't understand what that means, well, they're slowing the printing down. That has historically been bearish for Bitcoin. All right. So definitely, watch the last video so you can really understand why I'm bullish on the market in total. And let's look at, again, I try to break this down very clear because people, I don't think they're very serious about how they invest, and I try to show my group professionalism. So I want to show you a very clear assumptions that I'm making about Gala that will ultimately lead me to the math. And I'll show you the math in the second half of the video and exactly how it breaks down so that you guys can make predictions about coins yourself. And you can like literally screenshot this and do it for yourself. It's very easy. You don't need to know like expert math level skills to understand how to predict the price. It's very easy. But if we come over here, the first assumption I'm making is that we are probably going to come to the all-time high for all of crypto. So if we look at price, for example, if we just pull up the total, I do think that eventually we're going to get to all-time high here again one more time. And this is all of cryptocurrency combined. So this is Bitcoin and altcoins all together. Okay, so I'm making the first assumption that we will reach that all-time high trend line. The second assumption I'm making is that Gala will ultimately take Axie Infinity by market cap or get very close. Maybe it doesn't pass Axie Infinity, but I do personally believe that Gala has a better product than Axie Infinity. It just happens to be that Axie Infinity had the first mover advantage. But the first mover advantage is really works in longer time horizons. And I don't think Axie Infinity had like a significant advantage to the point where they're just going to take all market share. I do think that Gala has a really good chance to pass Axie Infinity. And out of the top 5 play to earn coins, I think it's the best, personally, in my opinion. And that's not all me. I also have coaches that pointed me in the right direction, like Matt. He called this a long time ago. Again, I've thought about this a lot, and I do think Gala ultimately is a better product than Axie Infinity, and they have better marketing, and pretty much everything's better, in my personal opinion. Also, the third assumption is that I think it will happen in approximately 98 days. And of course, all of these assumptions, I'm not just saying, I will back up with qualitative and quantitative evidence. Qualitative and quantitative evidence to prove these 3 assumptions. And then once we prove them, I will show you the math behind it to show you, okay, why I think ultimately Gala will get to about $1.27 per coin. So that means if you put $1,000 in it today, it will turn into roughly $5,080. So I think I said in the beginning of 5x. I think it's a 4x, right? Which is a significant price gain considering the market cap is relatively high and kind of safe. Not safe, but safe in the context of crypto. Cryptocurrency as a whole is risky, but safe in the context of crypto because its market cap is relatively big. It's not a scam. We know this for a fact. It's not a scam. And there are a lot of scams out there. Leave a comment below if you guys want me to make a video about how to avoid scams. At one time in my career as a cryptocurrency trader, I was involved and I didn't know that some of these were scams. But I got to a point where I've been able to pretty much weed out all scams. If you guys want me to create a checklist for you, something very simple like this, leave a comment below, show your appreciation. Let's share this video with as many people as possible. So if we go over the overview, Gala is just simply a play to earn coin. Its market cap is $1.9 billion, which again, that's pretty safe in the context of crypto. In the world, that's not that safe, but in the context of crypto, that's pretty safe. And as you can see, the circulating supply is about 7.5 billion. Now, a really good thing about Gala that I like a lot is the fact that Gala has a halving cycle every year, similar to Bitcoin. And we know this halving cycle usually catalyzes the coin. So the circulating supply, or the issuance, not the circulating supply, but the issuance of coin will decrease similar to Bitcoin, and it's automatically programmed in. And I think this is one huge advantage that Gala has. Now, if we look, again, I want to make the point. If we look at all of these coins, right, this is the top play to earn coins. Notice Decentraland, Axie Infinity, and the Sandbox, in my personal opinion, has inferior products to Gala. Eventually, I do think that Gala will be better than all of them. Now, look at the market cap of all of them. They're around 4 billion each. So this is an easy double for Gala if we get up to there. Even if we don't pass Axie Infinity, even if we get up to like here, that's a $4 billion market cap, right? Even if we just pass Sandbox, that's a $4 billion market cap. So I don't think it's out of the question. And I think it's very likely that that will happen, to be honest, in my personal opinion. Now, if we look at the actual, website, I mean, their team, we can go over all those elements. I've done this in previous videos. Today, we're talking about just purely a price prediction. So I'm not going to sit here and waste your time. But I will say that they have a lot of games. And the only ones that are being played right now is Townstar. So they're going to be coming out, again, with all of these games. And they're already selling the NFTs. So these have shown in the past that they move Gala's price every time a game or a node is dropped for the game, because usually what they'll do is they'll drop a node and then they drop the game. Every time that happens, the price of Gala pumps. So look at all, you want a reason why Gala is going to pump? Number 1, number 2, right? Number 3, number 4, number 5. These are all reasons why Gala will increase in price because people buy the nodes and people want to play the game, which, to be honest with you, if you've ever played Townstar, it's really good. Like, they really think about the game first. They're really thinking about, what's fun. And it's free to play. You don't have to pay anything. So I think this is a really significant advantage over other play to earn games because you have to spend like $600 to play the game. Right. So again, this is a significant advantage in my eyes over other play to earn games, is that they're really focused on the fun element, and which is the whole point of these platforms. So again, I really like Townstar, and I played it and I got pretty addicted. So I do think that the other games will probably be pretty good as well. Now, if we look at price, I made this point clear, but I just want to bring it back over here. Again, Bitcoin made, a higher low and a higher high. Guys, super clear. So this is showing that we're not in a bear run just yet. If we look at total, same thing. Higher lows, higher highs. Very, very simple. Nothing to overcomplicate. Again, I think people are all over the place, and that's why they're mostly losing money. But there is something else I wanted to, put out clear to you guys here. So you can see that there's been this trend line that's been forming. Previously, it's been resistance. As you can see here, it was resistance somewhat. It was resistance somewhat here. Resistance here. And then it turned into support, and we know that's really bullish. And then this is on a longer time frame. So when resistance turns into support, again, it's extremely bullish. And as you can see, it was support here, maybe here, like 4 different times. So this is indicating to me that we will likely make another all-time high. Okay. Now, the beauty is we have time horizons here. So I can give you a specific time. If we come over here, so once it hit that trend line to where it actually made an all-time high, we had roughly 129 days, right? If we look at here, if we look at exactly, the same thing, when it kind of bounced off the trend line or got close to the trend line to all-time high, we have about 111 days. So I think it's reasonable to assume that we'll have roughly the same time period, not exactly, but roughly the same time period from when it first touched to all-time high, which would be around June of 2022. This is roughly 135 days since once it touched. And when you guys are watching this video, roughly 98 days, which brings it back again. I proved this. It's not 100% proven. Maybe I can back it up with more evidence, but the third assumption is that it will happen in approximately 98 days. And I have 2 reasons to believe that. The 2 reasons, again, are very simple: right here and right here. Okay. I know a lot of people like on the internet, they're not really backing up what they're saying. And this is what I want to do here for you guys so that you can see how I do it and make like the proper decisions yourself and isolate the variables and then back you guys don't want to fall victim to cognitive biases, right? Because your mind can play tricks on you, and there's so many of them that you just need to like consolidate this to something that's very clear. And I say this over and over again. Now, if we look at the total too, this is the same chart, but we're excluding BTC, and we're seeing the same thing. But the only difference here is that we didn't come back down to a trend line, right? So maybe it is, yeah. You could say we came back down to a trend line. But you see, we came back down much less than Bitcoin. And I think the reason for that is because people are adopting altcoins right now. So again, total 2 excludes BTC, and this is basically just all the altcoins in the market. And you can see, again, same kind of chart. We're making lower lows and higher lows and higher highs, right? If I said anything else before wrong, what I meant is higher highs and higher lows, okay, which shows a bull run. So just to be clear, because I'm not editing this video. Also, if we come over here to the top 100 altcoins versus Bitcoin dominance, you can see that we're coming up to this event here, and I do think we're going to bounce, right? So if we were up here and we broke down, I'd be like, okay, maybe it's not the time to buy altcoins. But being that we're getting very close, this is the reason I have personally purchased Gala today. I purchased a significant amount, and if it continues to go down, if Gala goes down, I will continue to dollar cost average until my price prediction plays out. So you can see that when I make a decision, I like to have serious conviction. I will continue to dollar cost average on Gala until my prediction plays out. And if it never does, I'll take my loss and move on to the next investment. It's pretty much that simple. Now, if we look at the MVI versus wrapped ETH, basically this is the metaverse index. This takes in consideration all the metaverse type tokens. Now, I know guys, I know that the metaverse is not in Gala. Gala is more of like a play to earn game. But I think it's really cool to look at because it kind of, when the metaverse came out, it was really about like gaming in general, was kind of the thesis. So if you look at the metaverse index, there's kind of been 2 dates where it really did well. If we look at July, you can see it kind of jumped from there. You know, it moved up, and it was because Zuckerberg was basically just talking about the metaverse. Then, when he actually put out that he changed his company name to Meta, we went parabolic. Okay, so again, like this is not a metaverse coin. Gala is not a metaverse coin, but it's great to look at it because it's basically what everybody was thinking. Everyone was thinking metaverse slash gaming. Like, what is it, right? That's like all you can cluster that into one because that's how people's perception was basically. Now, if we look at Gala, okay, and what we're doing here is we're looking at Gala versus ETH, and with this simply put, let me move this over so you guys have a better viewing angle. But simply put, what that means is when this goes up, that means Gala is doing better than ETH. And when this goes down, that means ETH is doing better than Gala. And the importance and significance of that is because if the coin that you're buying just simply follows ETH, then there's no point of buying it. You might as well just buy ETH. But we have to find specific events where it does better than ETH, and then it makes the investment worth it, right? Because ETH is way safer than any altcoin anybody else is talking about. So you might as well get the gains from ETH, okay? If you find a coin where ETH is doing better than it, you want to run with it. Run away from it as far as you possibly can. Do not invest in this coin, and this is not financial advice, but I highly recommend against it because the only reason you should ever invest in an altcoin is if it outcompetes ETH. It's that simple. If you make more money in this altcoin because it did better than ETH, then that is to me profit because it's all about opportunity cost. I made a video on opportunity costs on my channel. You can check it out. Subscribe for more updates. It dives deep into that, but this video will be way too long. So if we come over here, you can see that it clearly started out competing Ethereum when Townstar launched nodes, similar to what I was saying before. And then the actual game came out and it's continued to go higher. And then we see a Bitcoin pump. Bitcoin moved it, so you can kind of ignore that. But we see a small pump here, and it shows a sign that every time they launch a new product, there is a pump, right? Now, it just happened to be that Bitcoin pulled down the whole entire market, but I'm willing to bet that if we were in a bull run in this case and the market was going up, this Gala Music launch would have done much better because they launched it with Snoop Dogg, and this is a significant event. This, to me, is a very significant event. And you can see kind of evidence here. Snoop Dogg, Death Row Records launched with Gala Music. And so this is kind of proving to me that every time they launch a coin or they launch a node, it does better than ETH. So this is like a specific isolated event to this project and the reason why I think it will continue to grow. So I wanted to show you evidence again, right? So second assumption, Gala would take Axie Infinity. And if you just look at Axie Infinity and how it's played, it's just like so slow. And basically Gala is coming out with their own chain, and they're just much more scalable. Their system is much better. So we kind of proved all of these. I didn't prove this to be honest with you. I didn't prove this to a significant event, but to be honest, go play the game. Go play Axie Infinity, see how expensive it is, and then go play Gala, and you will get your answer. You will get your answer. I don't think I need to prove this too much because that's super obvious. All right, so let's go into price prediction. Now, as you can see, it looks a little bit complicated, but I want to make it simple for you. I don't think you need crazy math skills to understand what's going on, and I think it's really straightforward. So if we come, I have the same thing. So if we come over here, I'm just going to simply grab this. So again, I made the assumption that we're going to reach the top of this here. So last time we reached about, as you can see on the right-hand side, $3 trillion. So this is the total market cap of all cryptos. This is all the money involved with crypto. We reached about $3 trillion, okay? So if we reach up to here, that's about 3.6 trillion, right? That's 3.6 trillion if we come back up to that trend line. Again, market cap will reach 3.6 trillion. This is how we have to look at where it could potentially be in the future and then reverse engineer the math, right? So Axie Infinity at that time, when we were at 3 trillion, was roughly $9.7 billion market cap. So if you look at the history of Axie Infinity, if you look at Axie Infinity, 9.7 billion, right? You can clearly see it right there. This was around the time of November 7th. So if you go over here, look, November 11th. So literally right around here, Axie Infinity was $9.7 billion market cap right here. So again, we made the assumption that I think it's going to beat Axie Infinity. So I was doing the math for Axie Infinity. So basically, if you take the amount of the market cap compared to the total market cap of all crypto. So all I did was take the percentage of Axie Infinity versus all of crypto. Axie Infinity held a 0.32% dominance over all of crypto. So all of crypto's money, Axie Infinity had about or 0.32%. So this will give us a new market cap of 11,000 or 11 billion 720 million, right? So this new market cap, if we get to 3.6 trillion. So all I did, again, I know it's getting a little complicated. All I did was here, Axie Infinity was roughly 9.7 billion. So if it gets to here, then Axie Infinity will be roughly, as you can see here, 11 billion, right? Almost 12 billion. So Axie Infinity around here, if it stays in its current position, will be around $12 billion market cap. Okay. So now that we have that number, we can figure out how that plays into Gala, because again, I made the assumption that Gala will pass Axie Infinity. And again, maybe this doesn't happen now, but I think ultimately Gala would do better than Axie Infinity. So 98 days predicted out. So we have that prediction. And the reason why that's important is because of the emissions. Remember, they're printing new Gala every day. So you can't come up with an accurate price prediction unless you know how much is going to be in the circulating supply. So as you can see here, right, they print out roughly 17 million Gala every single day. And basically, if we take that number and multiply it by the 98-day period that I was talking about, right? And the 98-day period is from here to where we roughly think the top is going to be, then you can get a number, okay? And I did all the math for you, and this number is about this. But what I did is I plus the current circulating supply. So again, if we do the market cap, the market cap is a very simple formula. If you want to find the market cap, all you need to do is take the if you want to find the market cap, it's basically the price multiplied by the circulating supply. Excuse me, I'm just like, it's mixed up. So if you have the market cap, all you have to do is divide the market cap by circulating supply, and it will give you the price. Hopefully that makes sense to you guys. I had a little brain fart there. So if we come up again to circulating supply, right, you see that we have about 7.5 billion, but we have to figure out what the circulating supply is going to be around this point here. What is the circulating supply going to be around here, right? And I think I did the math, and I multiplied 98 by the emissions per day, and it gave us a current projected circulating supply. I'm not even going to, it's like, I think 9.2 billion, right? So we'll have about 9.2 billion around this point. Now, if we continue, right, now we can figure out, again, this is the formula that I had a brain fart about, market cap divided by projected circulating supply. And this will give us our number, okay? So if we take the market cap of what we had, which we had over here, the new market cap is 11 billion, right? 11.7 billion, and divided by projected circulating supply, which is 9.2 billion. This is what gives us $1.27 price. And excuse me if this was a little bit complicated, but I tried to make it as simple as possible. So if you invested $1,000 currently right now, if you invested $1,000, and then, that turned into $1.27, that would, the amount that you have would be $5,080. And there you go, guys. That's a Gala price prediction. I don't think anyone did it better than me, just to be clear. Maybe I could have explained this a little bit better, but watch the video over. And as you watch my videos, you'll see that my price predictions are pretty much the same. And then you'll get a grasp of it, right? Maybe you don't understand it the first time, but over time you will. That's it for this video. If you like the quality of this content, hit like. If you don't, leave some constructive criticism, subscribe for more video updates. And like I always say, if you don't get with it, you will get left behind. Thanks for watching this, guys. Catch you guys in the next video.